Hello, welcome Solex Nation. Right now, we have Punta Cana on our minds.
Yes, so we're in the last little bit of August right now. And as you recall, August is a key month for earning the Punta Cana trip.
It is.
It was get 3 months net increase of 15 or 20. One of those months has to be August.
Even if you have hit the requirements for 6 months in a row, you still have to hit August. Yep. So make sure you're doing that. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call us. Our customer support agents are here to help.
All right, also on our minds is Dave Discovery.
Yes.
We're in ticket sales end on the 31st.
Yes.
For Dave Discovery. And Dave Discovery is September 15th and 16th here in Provo, Utah. That's where we're going to host it.
That's 3 weeks away.
And so we're getting all kinds of preparations put together. A lot of you have registered for the Legacy event. That has ended. The registration for that has closed. And so we're excited for that part of it, but we still have the last few days. If you would like to join us, we'd love to see you here.
Yes, please make plans to get here. That is the 15th and 16th, like Kai said, and coming up in just 3 weeks. Now, we also have an Australian Day of Discovery, and that is November 9th through the 11th. We do have some more information listed on our website, solexglobal.com. Just click on events, and you will see information about Australian Day of Discovery. We are updating that as more information comes in, and so just keep checking back for that. But those tickets are for sale right now in your back office if you are in that area of the world. If you are not in that area and you're not seeing that ticket in your back office, but you would like to attend that Day of Discovery, just give us a call or send us an email and we can make that ticket available for you.
Wonderful.
You know what is my favorite thing?
What?
License plates.
Oh, yes.
We haven't had one in a little bit. And so let's show you the newest license plate. This is Alan Stanley. Look at Alan joining the Solex team.
Yes, I think we're starting a Solex 1 team.
I love the Solex 1 team. I'm a member of the Solex 1 team.
Yes, you started the Solex 1 team.
I think maybe I did. I don't know.
Yeah, well.
So we'd love to see those license plates. And Alan, we have sent you a Solex silver coin, which, by the way, we're almost out of coins.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that for a second?
Yeah, they will end.
They will end. Once they're gone, they're gone. So those are valuable. And if you are wondering what we are doing with a license plate, we get that question a lot. If you have a Solex license plate or an AO scan license plate, send us a picture of that and you will receive a Solex silver coin and be part of our legacy group.
And those are the legit license plate that you can drive around with your car in, that if you get pulled over, they're going to use that license plate to figure out.
They are. So drive.
Not that you're going to get pulled over.
But drive carefully and nicely when it says Solex AO scan on your license plate. We have 2 weeks of contests that we are going to draw for right now.
Yeah, the first one is from August 9th, and
Yes.
that's for the lapis lazuli bracelet, right?
Yep. And so we asked, what's a memorable experience that you have had with Inner Voice?
All right. And these people wrote a lot.
Yes.
I'm trying to mix these up because they're long.
They are. There's
Great
a lot of them.
Piece of information. All right. D. Hurley. My daughter was in Arizona visiting extended family, and she told me her tooth was hurting. I did an inner voice scan on her and broadcast frequencies for toothache, and 20 minutes later, she sends me a message. Mom, the pain is all gone. That was just incredible. Thank you, Solex.
So cool. I love those stories.
Yeah, me too.
All right. Next one is Solex AO Scan affiliate. I think that might be Paige Wheeler. If I'm wrong, though, give us a call and let us know who that is, who you are, so we can send that. Every experience I have with the inner voice is always as significant as the next. It is like having access to a person's diary and being able to offer support via brain entrainment without the pain of typical talk therapy. I like that.
I haven't thought of it that way.
I haven't either.
All right, last one. Here you are. Oh, see, this one's efficient. Hillary Elizabeth Bab, 203. Hillary, we're going to make sure if we can't find you off of that, just let us know, okay? Inner Voice has been my workout partner. I do a scan as I'm getting ready and during my jog. I did this last night and dropped 1.8 pounds by this morning. Inner Voice is my favorite scan.
Thank you for the tip. I will be trying that.
1.8 pounds overnight. Wonderful.
Yes.
Let's do that.
That's really neat. To read all of those experiences, go on our YouTube channel and watch the call, or actually read the comments from the call on August 9th. Okay, the next one is from our August 16th call, and we asked you, how do you use a Solex product in a different way? Because we had a story with Lauren where he talked about where he had a burn and he put gold on it and it took the sting away.
And if I remember, we're giving away gold?
We're giving away gold.
Good.
Okay, so there aren't as many in this one. So the first one is Sherry Clary. I love my gold. I have used Epsom salt. I've used it in Epsom salt bath, a dropper full. Great idea.
Yeah, I like that too.
Yeah.
All right, mix these up. Let's grab one. Trying to get just one. Oh, I think I got one. Good. All right, this is Jan Houghton. Houghton. Thank you, Jan. 1658. I had a Mohs procedure. I don't know what that is. MOHS procedure done for skin cancer on the top section of my ear several years ago. Recently, that area began swelling and was very uncomfortable to lay on. I began every morning and every evening applying a drop of frankincense and driving it in with the illuminator.
Oh, smart.
In just a few days, all the swelling was gone and was back to normal. The illuminator is so versatile for so many things. I use it daily. I love that.
That's a great idea. And it is perfect for pain.
Yep.
We use the illuminator for pain. All right, last one. See who it is. This is Paige Haynes. I loved this call. Not sure if this is unique, but recently I have been putting the Inner Voice tunes into my Cephi playlists for clients who won't or can't listen to them. I have a little girl who was a bit hit and miss with listening to her tunes, so to ensure she is getting them daily, I am popping them in her playlist. Loving all the other suggestions as well. Thanks for the great call. I wonder if Deb could also maybe look into breast implant illness. I feel like this is along the same lines as the tattoo ink issue. Thanks. That is a great suggestion. We'll pass that along to Deb. And thank you everyone for entering our contest and giving us different ideas.
Yeah, the participation alone, like you said, inviting everybody, hey, if you haven't read them, go back and read them. There's some great stories in there, not just with the unique experiences, but also with the unique ways in using different Solex products. Now we're on to Top Enrollers. We have a couple weeks.
2 weeks worth of Top Enrollers. So we'll start with August 7th through the 13th. We had a pretty long tie for second place.
Yes, we do. We'll start. Well, let's do the list.
Okay.
Alexia Suarez, congratulations.
Katie Jane Hill.
Timna Sturdivant.
Carolyn Olson.
And Joseph Cusimano.
Joseph Cusimano is our singer.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he's our singer-rapper.
Congratulations to all of you. Well done. Second place. And we have one person in first place, and that is?
Paige Wheeler. Congratulations. The silver coin is coming to you.
Another Solex silver coin is coming to you, Paige.
Good job.
And then our next week we had was August 14th through the 20th.
Yes.
And we have a tie for second place.
Yeah, and we've heard these names before.
Yes.
Timna Sturdivant, again, here, tied for second place. Good job.
So Timna and Beck McQuilty.
And then in our first place position is Nadia Lutz. Congratulations, Nadia. You get another silver coin as well.
You do.
You know, I think Timna, she's on both lists. Darn it, if we just combine those together, she might have been in first place. Sorry, Timna.
But you know what? I have to say that these people all had quite a few people that they signed on in 1 week. So to see Timna on both lists is actually very impressive. It's impressive for everyone on the list. Yeah. To see her 2 weeks in a row, very impressive. All right, well, should we move on with our call?
Let's do it.
All right.
Well, I have a great announcement. At least I think it's pretty great. For those that are trying to find an easier way to help a new person come on board with Solex. With your replicated site, everybody's using them. One of the things that we have now enhanced and we are launching right now is a tool where you can pre-build a cart for someone that you've been talking about the Solex opportunities with, whether it's the scanner, or whether it's the 660 band, or whatever product it might be. If you've had a successful conversation and somebody's interested in signing up and being a customer, a retail customer, a preferred customer, or being a QLA in your downline, you now have an easier way to help them come aboard. It is the Quick Start Cart. That is found in your back office. On the left-hand side, under Tools, you will find a link that says Quick Start Cart. By clicking on that link, you will be brought to a new tool, a new website, where you can then, at that point, select what type of new customer this is going to be. This link that you're building is going to be for. This is for either a retail customer, a new preferred customer, or a new QLA that's going to be joining the business. By clicking on that link, you will then be brought to a page where you will confirm and validate your username, which, because you're logged into your back office already and following that link to this site to build this cart, it's going to auto-populate your link because you're in your back office. As far as the username goes, you want to confirm that. Now, can you help somebody else out with that link? Yes, you can. You can remove your link and help a downline and put their username in there in order to help them understand how to build a quick start cart for their business. But we go too far. Let's go back. You'll see a new user, or your username, excuse me. You'll see what market or what country the prospective buyer is going to be coming from, and then what language. And then as you continue in through the process, the next step is to select the items that you've discussed with that person that they're interested in purchasing at their enrollment. Some of those might be the new enrollment bundles. Some might be additional products. Now, when you pick the products, you want to address whether it's a one-time purchase or whether you're putting them on subscription or both. For example, if I was having a new person sign up and they were signing up for the AO scan technology, I would select both the one-time so that their subscription is active today, their access to the service is available today, and I would select the subscription so that it renews every month without a problem and they don't have to worry about it. By selecting all of the products that you want to pre-fill this cart with, you are now removing a lot of the legwork that they have to discover when they go to your replicated site in the past. By pre-building this cart with the items that you've talked to them about, you then can create a custom link. That is the next step. A custom URL is created and a QR code. That's where you can put a label on the link and then put notes around why you created this link. You'll also see at this point what is a one-time purchase, meaning what's going to be purchased at enrollment, and then what items have been selected for future subscription renewals. Those aren't all being purchased today. The one-time is just today. The subscription part is for the future schedule of renewals of that item. And so at that point, you click Generate Link, and now you've created a new URL and the QR code. That custom URL can then be shared with the prospective buyer. By clicking that link, they are actually going to the checkout page on your replicated site with the cart already filled with those items you selected to build that link with. You can see that this makes things a lot easier for somebody who's new to the environment, where you have just had great conversations with them about the different Solex products, and they have showed a desire to want to take the next step and to buy one or more of those items. By them following the link, like I said, the cart will be pre-filled. They will land on the step where they can pick additional items if they would like to. If they don't like to, no problem, they just click Continue, and then they proceed with filling out their personal information, including the name, address, username, and their credit card information and billing information. At that point, we've shortened the process for them to take the steps to purchase or enroll with Solex under your account, and they are off to the races. They are already running. Now, one of the things I want to caution you about regarding this new tool, a lot of people I've already talked to about using this tool, they are ecstatic. They are looking forward to it. They want it, because it's going to make the sign-up process a lot easier. But the one thing I want to point out is the links can actually be used for multiple people. You don't have to create a new link for every new person. For example, if I was talking to somebody about the Solex opportunity and they wanted to become a QLA and they wanted to sign up with the starter bundle Bluetooth, I would pre-fill the cart with that starter bundle. I would set up the AO scan subscription, and I would mark that and flag that as my starter bundle Bluetooth link. That way, anytime I have a conversation where they want to buy the exact same thing, I can just use the exact same link over and over again. Some of you do different advertisements. You can use the same link over and over again for different people. And the cool thing about that is actually in the tool, in the Quick Start Cart tool, you actually have a report section. You can go click on reports and you can see all of the links that you've created. You can see how many times any one of those links has been clicked, whenever somebody has clicked and bought, and then you can take further actions to resend those links or to copy them again and post them somewhere else. You can see some of the power in this tool, but you can also see that if you started creating a link for every new prospect, that you might get a little overwhelmed with how many links you've created. So it probably is efficient and easy to create a link for the common type of buyers. Now that doesn't mean when you have a new person that actually does want something rather unique in their enrollment, that you can't make a custom link for them. Please go ahead and do that. And you just even put their name on it. This is for Jane Smith, and she's going to buy these other things in addition to what the norm is for most people that I share the opportunity with. You get an idea of what the flexibility is with this tool and also the ease of using it. And also the information that comes back to you by sharing it in the report section. With that, we think and we hope that you will be able to take more strides in lessening the burden on you and walking somebody through the enrollment process. This actually gets them, after a great conversation about the wonderful items that Solex has to offer, you can pre-fill the cart for them and say, hey, I have a pre-filled cart for you of the items that we talked about. Here's the link. Let me know if you have any trouble or questions. And then they click the link. It's already pre-filled. They finish out with their personal information, their billing information, and they are in and they're with you. And now you just get to do what you do best and maintain that relationship. We are very excited about this Quick Start Cart. We think that it will, at least in this phase, make things a little bit easier for everyone that's trying to share the great Solex message with as many people as they can. This hopefully just makes it a little bit easier. So get in there, test out, create a link or two, and make sure you get comfortable with the process. Start sharing that with your prospective buyers as you have great conversations of what they would like to engage with when they join your team.
I am so excited for this call. We've got one of our favorites back with us again today. Alice, you want to introduce yourself real quick to everybody for all the new folks that are with us tonight?
Sure, yes. Hello, everybody. My name is Alice Jerahian, and I'm a quantum healing advocate. I'm also a retired aerospace engineer who turned her passion to alternative medicine. That includes homeopathy, energy medicine, orthomolecular, and so forth. So with that passion, I come to you with all this knowledge and wisdom, and I want to share it, and I want to instill that knowledge and power into you so that you can practice homeopathy like no other.
That is so true. And you know, the thing is Alice, you take a subject like homeopathy and you make it simple. You make it easy to understand and therefore more comfortable to use. And that's what we love about you, Alice, is how you take this wonderful part of the scanner and make it alive for everybody. Now, before we get into tonight's call, I want to talk a little bit. There's a secret out there that we've not shared with anybody until right now. And Alice is going to be with us at Day of Discovery here in Provo next month. Alice, why don't you, and not only is she going to come, she's going to educate. So Alice, why don't you give us a little Cliff Note version of what you're going to talk about at Day of Discovery?
Thank you, Lauren. Yes, I'm humbled. And I'm really excited and looking forward to taking part in this year's Day of Discovery. And I will be talking about cell salts and Nosodes. We'll go into details about the benefits of cell salts and what they are, as well as Nosodes, because I get a lot of questions and a lot of messages about skepticism in using any of these remedies and Nosodes. So I'll be there to give you comfort, to give you all the knowledge and wisdom that I can instill upon you, and without fear. You can do homeopathy. If I can, you can, without a question.
You know, it's so true. Alice, you know, we like to say we even have a rocket scientist with us, and Alice is genuinely a rocket scientist from the JPL lab down in Pasadena. But Alice, we're so grateful that you're here, and we've got some questions, and we're, you know, on these calls we're short on time, so I'm going to kind of go through some of these questions, and I'll just let you expound on them. One of the questions that we get a lot, and it's mostly from new people, is I don't understand homeopathy. How do I use it? When do I use it? Why do I use it? Can you enlighten our people on that a little bit tonight?
Of course. And I don't blame anyone who is fearful. I was fearful in the beginning, and this is more than a decade ago. And I'll give you the reason as to why that is the case. Homeopathy, of course, we know it's a system of medicine on its own. It is energy medicine. That's why it goes beautifully hand in hand with the AO. It's energy frequency. But homeopathy is in contrast the way we perceive medicine in this modern culture. What do I mean by that? We don't want to see a loved one in pain. We don't want to see our loved ones sick because we're so used to conventional medicine. If you have a cold, if you have a fever, if you have a cough, you've got the medicine for it and it'll suppress it. And we're happy the person is no longer in pain. Homeopathy does not work that way. Homeopathy works with the pathology of the person's body. In other words, if you have a fever, you've got the remedy for it. It'll take time because it's trying to figure out the root cause of that fever. Unlike conventional medicine, if you have fever, you take Tylenol, then it suppresses it, but the root cause is still there. That's why you keep repeating every 6 hours, you say, oh, fever is gone. But homeopathy doesn't work that way. It really tries to search for the pathology so it can detect and correct the root cause. Now, if anyone is new to homeopathy and how remedies are prepared, well, they're prepared from plants, animals, minerals, and they are diluted so many times that there are 0 particles or molecules left in that remedy. But what retains is the energy blueprint of the frequency of that particular remedy. So it has no side effects. It has no drug interaction. You can take it comfortably. Now, the practice for those who want to start with acute conditions, fever, cold, cough, and you can give them as many times as you feel the symptom is there. So why do I say symptom? Because what you will find yourself teaching and acknowledging are the symptoms. That's the true sign of you not being fearful with homeopathy. You have to detect the symptoms. If you have a fever, is it fever with a sinus pressure? If you have fever, is it with a one-sided headache? If you have a cough, is it a wet cough, a lot of mucus, or is it just dry, tickly cough? So you have to look for these symptoms, write them down, who is the person having it, and start with the remedies associated with those symptoms. Now you may ask, well, how do I know where to start? Well, lo and behold, that's what my course is for. That course, Leap of Homeopathy, comes with one of the most comprehensive ebook, Homeopathy by Symptoms. It is for beginners to intermediate to even advanced people who, you don't have to memorize the I can't, you can't. So when you have a fever, look up in that ebook, search for fever, and look at all the conditions where that particular remedy will match yours.
No, this is great, and you know, and I appreciate you bringing up the course in the book, because your book is unbelievably extensive and unbelievably simple, which you don't see often in this type of an industry where something so simple has a really easy explanation. And your book is amazing. In fact, just I think 2 or 3 weeks ago, the book just got updated again with all these new remedies and symptoms that you've researched this last year and put in. And that happens almost once a quarter or so, that book gets updated. So, and those of you who have taken the course and have her book, you know exactly what she's talking about. It's amazing. And I love the book and the course. Let's get into one of the questions here that we've got here. What are cell salts and what are they used for?
So cell salts, also known as tissue salts or biochemic cell salts, they are the essential minerals and are the building blocks of our tissues and cells in the body. But beyond bones, tendons, ligaments, connective tissue, nervous system, mucous membranes, it encompasses the benefit of it all. So think of it as electrolytes. I know we all hear about electrolytes today because Lord knows the marketing strategy out there is for all sorts of powders and drinks and smoothies and so forth. They are essential minerals, just like electrolytes are, because electrolytes carry electrical charges in our body through our blood. So if we have any type of deficiency from these minerals, we're going to get a disease. We're going to get sick. So cell salts, they're not remedies. They're minerals, and they are based on deficiencies in our body. You know, if you have sodium deficiency, if you have potassium deficiency, if you notice some of the cell salt names, all the calcs, they're calcium, or the calis, they're all potassium. The mag, obviously, is magnesium. The nat is sodium. So these are the building blocks of our tissues and cells, and it's a daily benefit. We cannot do without it. Now, what are they used for? They're used in order to build our deficiencies so that our body will be efficient in running its daily routine. Now, when I get to the day of discovery, I will go in length on cell salts and exactly their relationship with the organs and the deficiencies of symptoms so that you know what to look for. Again, the symptoms are based on deficiencies, Lauren, when it comes to cell salts.
Well, that's amazing. That's really good and helpful information. You know, another, and I don't want you to go more on that because Day of Discovery, you're going to really handle those well. The other question that comes up a lot, okay, so we've got these remedies for homeopathics and nosodes and cell salts, imprinting and broadcasting. How would you explain the hows and the whys of those two things, broadcasting and imprinting?
To simply define the term imprint and broadcast. Imprint is when you have an object in your hand that you can put on the scanner and imprint from something to another, whether it's a wearable, jewelry, or a blank pellet, or a cup of water, or your juice, or anything that you want to transmit frequency from your current source onto this particular material that you have nearby. That's an imprint. Or a Cepheid. You can put the Cepheid. So it's a from to, from a source that you want to transfer frequency onto a particular object. That's imprint. Now, broadcast is a distant transmission, a distant broadcasting from point A to B. Let's not forget, AO scanner is based on the radionics healing method and the scalar waves. So it starts from point A, the source, to a target destination based on the profile you've created in your scanner. Now, the only other good thing where we can use a broadcast is if you've imprinted a Cepheid already and shipped it to somebody. And then 72 hours later, you need to erase and you need to shield and you need to send new frequencies to that Cepheid. Well, obviously, you're not going to be able to do imprint because the Cepheid is not in your hand. It's with the person. Well, this is where broadcasting also comes in. You have a playlist, you will broadcast onto that Cepheid, which hopefully and intelligently have created and labeled it in your scanner that this is Alice's Cepheid that goes on her wrist or foot or head, and then you can broadcast your frequencies there. So that's the difference. Imprint is for an object you have on hand, and broadcast is transmitting frequencies at a distance to a target.
This is perfect. This is really well. And I'm going to just come in and play devil's advocate for a little bit because I know you and I both don't have this question. But broadcasting, well, in fact, even imprinting a frequency into something, but let alone taking that frequency and broadcasting it to the other side of the world, almost sounds a little bit like voodoo to a lot of people. And the beauty of this is you kind of did that for a lot of times with the Mars rover from the JPL facility to the rover on Mars.
That's right. That's right. And it's all from a command center that we had, where we had telecommunication all set up. We had specific algorithms that were embedded into the rover before it went up to Mars, obviously, so that we can maintain communication. So if I'm sitting at my command center and trying to establish communication with the rover, heck, I am going to make sure that I am reaching rover, not reconnaissance, not any other spacecraft that has landed. But how do you do that? With the pre-programmed software that we have built in our command center, which is what AO Scanner has also done. You've given us the opportunity to create a profile, Alice Jerahian, instead of Mars rover, Alice Jerahian. So once you set up that profile with the necessary information, whether it's a picture for unique digital signature or date of birth or height and weight, because there can be another, well, there is another Alice Jerahian, but it's not me. So you see, so to make sure that the scanner does reach the right Alice Jerahian, there's my photo and all the corresponding data, and I'm all set. It can't go wrong. We never miscommunicated with another a spacecraft because we knew what we were targeting.
That's right. That's right. It really is that simple. And you know, both Nikola Tesla and Albert Einstein both knew these principles, 70 years ago, how well these work. This isn't new, and it definitely isn't voodoo. It's science. It's just a science that we haven't been taught formally. We're not used to. You know, with everything that the book that you've got out there and the course that you've got out there, you get asked a lot of questions. Why don't you talk about a few of the questions you get asked and how you respond to those? Because if you're being asked, they're questions that everybody has.
Definitely. And I do get a lot of questions, and I do see that there's a recurring pattern in asking about nosodes. That's another frightful section. And the reason being is that nosodes, they're not remedies. They are prepared from infectious tissues or fluids or discharge or pus from animal or human being. Now, the homeopathic preparation process of these nosodes, they actually inactivate and they remove the dangerous source material. So there is no infectious bacterium. It is derived from it, but because of the process that is the way it's handled in preparation, it inactivates and removes all the dangerous material. But again, what are we left with? We are left with the energy blueprint, energy frequency of that source. So we do not have to worry about using a nosode. But I'm going to come back to what is the key in identifying how do I use a nosode? People, symptoms. The key is symptoms. You would use a nosode based on symptoms on hand. Write down the specific symptoms that is manifested on your loved one, and you search. Well, where do you search? There are lots of online materia medicas online that is like a medical dictionary for remedies and nosodes. And you would just go through all the symptoms that's listed in a nosode and see which one matches. All you have to do is pick 2 symptoms that match yours. That's your nosode that you can start with. Now, you would also use a nosode based on the proven corresponding infectious disease. If I said influenzainum, well, you know, heck, I'm talking about the flu virus. So if I have the flu, and I know I have the flu virus, I will go either use a physical remedy of influenzainum, or I have my AO playlist for my cold and flu, which includes influenzainum. So if you have a nosode that's based on the corresponding infectious disease, then you know you're on the right track. You've got tuberculinum for TB. That's very rare in this day and age, but we've got many other symptoms that I'll talk about a day of discovery that will help you trigger as to which nosode best applies to yours. Now, how would you use a nosode? Not like a remedy. You will not be taking it every 3 hours, boom, boom, boom. You will be taking it once a week for up to 2 weeks, because you are dealing with an infectious disease in your body. You'll take once a week for up to 2 weeks. You'll give yourself a break for 3 weeks and resume. Now, if you feel the symptoms are still persisting, then you go to once a month. This is for the physical remedy. What do you do for the AO scanner? Well, if you have a playlist according to your symptoms and you've got a nosode in there, you may run that playlist, say, for up to 2 hours every day. Stop for a week, pause, and see if anything has shifted. If everything has shifted and symptoms are subsiding, then you can lessen that to, say, 3 times a week. Again, there's no rule for the AO scanner use for nosodes. They're just going to be bypassed if they're not yours. They're not going to do any harm, as opposed to the physical remedy, which will not harm, but they are not to be taken as frequently as the other quantum homeopathic remedies. And that's my input when I get asked, so that they can have a baseline of this is how I should start. And like I said, I will have a lengthy discussion on nosodes when I am there, and I will share some cases so that I can sort of enlighten everybody. What are some of the simple symptoms that you would look out for, and then match it with your online Materia Medica and have this data in your hand to say, I think I've got the right nosode here. Without fear, people, without fear. And I'm very happy, Lauren, that you use the word simple whenever you talk to me and refer to my knowledge of homeopathy, because that's what I want to instill. We can all be homeopaths. Sorry, licensed homeopaths there, no offense, but we can be our own homeopaths, because it's a trial and error for them too. You go and share your symptoms with them. They're going to tell you, let's start with this, let's start with that. You come back 2 weeks later, it hasn't worked. Okay, let's delete this one, let's add that one. That's how it works until you got it. And then you write it down and you won't have this guesswork again.
Alice, that was really brilliant. Simple, just like we said earlier, and easy to understand. Day of Discovery is going to be amazing with this. There's a few more questions here that I'd like to go over, but I would really like to handle those for next week, hold those over for next week. And so I'm going to get a hold of you again and do this one more time for next week, and to getting prepared for Day of Discovery. Thanks so much, Alice, for being with us today and tonight, and we'll look forward to a few more questions from you next week.
Thank you, Lauren. I'm really humbled to be here, and I look forward to DOD. Take care.
Lauren, I think we are so excited about Day of Discovery. It's all we're thinking about.
Nonstop, 24/7.
Yeah, we're trying to get everybody's presentations finalized. We're trying to get everything done for the store as far as things we're going to launch. How about this? Let's. You guys talked about imprinting. Alice talked about imprinting Cepheid dots, and really, we have a lot of things that you can imprint.
Absolutely, all of our negative ion
products. Yeah. So one of my favorite is
the ring.
The ring. I love the ring. Since we launched the ring, I have kept this on my finger. Right. I just love this ring, and I put it out. You charge it every couple of weeks. Put it out in the daylight. Get it all active with negative ions. Right.
Yep.
So tell us what, since we're talking about Day of Discovery, tell us what you're looking forward to about Day of Discovery. And we're going to draw 3 people. You're going to give you a negative ion ring that you can imprint with whatever you like, right, as you prepare for Day of Discovery.
Hello, welcome to Solex Nation. You know what? We have Punta Cana.
What? I know, I felt like it was touching my eye.
And that is the last day to buy tickets.
And so, August,
Je-RAH-Hee-An.
Repeat.
Je-RAH-Hee-An.
Syllable. Je-RAH-Hee-An. Perfect.
Je-RAH-Hee-An.
Oh my Lord. This is the year.
You
This
have
is
no
here.
idea how hard this is.